Royal Communications Incorporated, good evening and welcome to King's News from the 45 minutes news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of the world. Today is Tuesday, August 12, 2025, and I'm Newton Tukpa presenting stories we follow in this evening. Veterans Liberian journalist John Colley accuses the United Party government of being insensitive to addressing security crisis in rural parts of the country, says the lack of security presence in Butuo and Buayo poses serious threats to the country. Grand Cape County resident George Usman Feka is seeking for life imprisonment for those convicted for illicit drugs with no presidential pardons or executive clemency, says the current sentencing approach somehow shows weakness in the fight against drug and substance abuse in the country. Granjide County Representative Jeremiah Sokon alarms over poor living conditions of citizens in rural parts of the country, says many towns and villages remain without electricity, depriving residents of modern livelihood in the 21st century. And away from Liberia, at least 40 people have been killed in an attack on a camp for displaced people in Sudan's Western Darfur region, according to an aid group reports. These plus the news bulletin, our international developments are all packaged. We'll take a very short break. I'll be right back. Let's have the news bulletin. Ongoing Chief Justice Yana Yo has urged judges, magistrates, and state prosecutors to remain diligent in discharge of their duties. In a farewell message at the August term of court opening, Judge Yo challenged members of the legal community to always administer justice with evidence without fear or favor. She called on judges, magistrates, prosecutors, defendant attorneys, and members of the legal fraternity to hold the rule of law, resist political interference, and above all, exercise diligence in the adjudication of criminal cases. The outgoing Chief Justice for the Court on State prosecutors to always take their time presenting evidence against their defendants, adding that the burden of proof always rests with the prosecutions. Judge Yod reminded state prosecutors to always be in compliance with the Constitution, including judges and magistrates. Grand Cape County resident judge is seeking for life imprisonment for those convicted for illicit drugs with no presidential pardons or executive clemency, saying the current sentencing rules somehow show weakness. Judge Usman Feka said that illicit drug pose serious challenges to the social status that is fast eroding the moral fabric of our society. Judge Feka further revealed that Grand Cape County, especially Bow Waterside Border Crossing Point, serves as a major entry route for illicit drug traffickers, claiming that the records show that illicit drugs and substances are arrested every day by agents of the Drug Enforcement Agency. According to our judicial correspondent, Judge Fekar wants the drug law to speak with clarity and determination. By this, he said, the law cannot instruct sentencing limits for drug offenders. Judge Fekar recommended to the national policymakers to amend the current drug laws that will seek life imprisonment for those convicted for importation and destruction. Sellers who perpetuate the chain of destruction should get a maximum sentence of 30 years and minimum of 20, and while users must be held accountable for carrying a maximum of 20 and minimum of 10 years. Virtual Liberian Journalist Executive Director of the Liberian Media Development Initiative, John Cody, has described the United Party government as being insensitive in addressing security crises in rural parts of the country. Appearing on True Breakfast Show Tuesday, Colley said the Liberian government insensitivity towards security in rural parts of the country, particularly in Budu and surrounding communities such as Buyao, is a threat to the country. Colley warned that the lack of security presence in areas has created dangerous vacuum, increasingly being filled by mob justice and lawlessness. He added that the situation is unacceptable, especially given the history